What is up guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I last uploaded, but I will be making a separate video actually talking about that. However, today I wanted to open up these particular structure decks that I've actually had hidden away for quite a while now, and the reason why is because I just couldn't really accumulate all the cards to build the deck, so there was no reason for me to really open up these structure decks. If I did open them up, the hollows would just start warping and that would just be a problem. So with that being said, I try to keep them sealed up so that it could at least maintain the flatness of the card, and that would be a lot better until I got all the cards. However, given the reprints in the recent Mega Tins, I got a lot of the Charmer links. I even got Win the Spiritual Charmer, which is fantastic. So I've pretty much got enough cards to potentially build a deck. Might be missing a bit more, but with that being said, it pretty much means I can open up these. So I'm very excited to. And don't worry guys, we are going to be opening up all three of these because there is meant to be 1 in 4 chances of you getting different tokens. It is kind of unfortunate that we are only allowed to get 1 out of the 4, meaning even if we get a different one for each of these, we'll get at max 3 out of the 4, which is unfortunate. But I mean, I guess that's kind of one of the issues with this particular deck that quite a few people had to complain about. But even so, this is going to be quite fun to see what we actually have in here. Personally, I do think that these are pretty lackluster in general if you've actually seen the card list. However, I do think it's still better than the Egyptian God decks, though we'll get to that in another video as well. However, with that being said, let's just begin. Alright, so here's all of the decks. Obviously we have our decks itself, or these particular cards here. So we'll just open up one of these obviously because they're all the same anyway. But of course we also have all of our other stuff as well. So all of our promos here, it's going to be exciting to see what we have. But here is obviously the playmat. We'll take a look at one of them just to see the artwork. I do think that could be quite interesting if this was actually made into a rubber playmat. So let's take a look here. Very nice, pretty much the artwork for one of their new cards. Definitely fantastic, I like it. Just quite simplistic to be honest, so that's quite nice. And obviously as we take a look at the back here, we can see pretty much how this deck is meant to be played. So a bit of a strategy guide. I do love this extra edition here, showcasing the different artworks, so I'm quite impressed with this. I mean, this section here, you just cut off and keep this as kind of like a poster of some sort. It's a little bit different than usual, but of course, let's fold this up now. Over here, obviously a bit of spoilers. We have the different tokens. Now, I think one of them is guaranteed, however, there are 4 that we could potentially get. So, quite unfortunate, but hey, you know what? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. So, let's find out what we actually have. So, the first one is, we have over here Familiar Possessed Area. Nice. We have over here Familiar Possessed Ossa, and we have another Familiar Possessed Ossa. Wow, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I guess that's just fine. Though there is actually 2 cards in here, so I guess I'll just open them up and see what we actually have. So I'm actually unsure of what they even have here. Perhaps it's a token, I think. Yeah, it is a token. Alright, so very nice there. But next up for this one, I'm very displeased that we actually got 2 Ossas. Probably the one I least want, but that's just my luck. But it seems like we have a different card again. So I just want to see, because although we're getting Ossa, are we getting the same token? That's going to be a very curious question. So let's find out what we actually have here. We have over here our Ossa, and oh, it looks like we're getting different tokens as well. So it seems like the differences, yeah. Wow, this is crazy. I mean, I always thought it was different here. So it says 1 of 4 ultra rare variant cards. But apparently we're also getting over here, I forgot, 1 of 5 super rare tokens. So that's even harder actually. That's definitely unfortunate, because pretty much means we get all of these obviously, but then we get, oh man, that's unfortunate. I mean, it's a good thing we got 1 of each token, so we have 3 out of the 5 tokens, which is great for collection. But for each of these, oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm sure these are alt arts, meaning we'll eventually get them anyway later on in here as just mere commons. But even so, it would be nice to complete a playset. Would I be crazy enough to buy more of these structure decks? I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, the chance of me getting the same one, I mean, it would be very unlucky if that was the case. But let's just now get on with these particular decks. I just think that this particular structure deck, the way they styled everything to make it a variation of what you could get, is the most unique thing I've seen ever. It's the only time we've seen it. So with that being said, I guess it was just a bit of time spent pondering around that. But we're just going to open up one of these, and the rest should be the same anyway. So yeah, let's just begin right away. Of course, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and of course comment, share this video. It really does help, of course. But with that being said, let's just get this teared up. Let's see what's inside. Alright, so first up we have over here Awakening of the Possessed Nefarious Archfiend. This is one of the new cards that's been introduced here. Very nice as an ultra. We also have Awakening of the Possessed Greater Inari Fire. This here also is an ultra rare. We're also getting Grand Spiritual Arts Ichirin, which is also ultra rare. We have Spirit Charmers, also another ultra rare, fantastic. And here we have our super rare Raigeki, a fantastic reprint. Yeah, just really pleased about this, because the Egyptian gods gave us the Harpy's Feather Duster, and now the Charmers gave us Raigeki. Of course, the Charmers did come first, I believe. Though with that being said, that's very nice. We have another super rare Possessed Partnerships. So there we go, those are hollows. Just set them up there, and let's take a look at the rest. So we have over here Ulsa, Area, Heater, and Win. All reprints. We have the Nefarious Archfiend, Gigabyte, Inari Fire, and Run Ryu. All just great reprints as well. We have over here Fairy Tail Sleeper, Fairy Tail Rella, and Fairy Tail Luna. Just fantastic. We have here the Witchcrafter Golem Aruru. We have Dark Doriado, a Witch of the Black Forest, Effect Veilite, which is actually very fantastic of a reprint, and Danko Seka as well. So both there, amazing. We have Awakening of the Possessed. I mean, this came out in dual overload, so it was honestly quite pointless to reprint this as a common, because you could get it as an ultra anyway in dual overload, which wasn't particularly hard to pull either. But nevertheless, I just take it. Secret Village, Spellbook of Knowledge, a fantastic reprint. We have Terraforming. Book of the Eclipse is also a really good reprint as well. This card is something that could be used in so many different unique applications. So to see that we have this, really great. Twin Twisters, Dark Ruler No More is probably one of those cards that's really good reprinted in this particular structure deck. Almost, well, it's close. I mean, it's not as good as Infinite Impermanence, but it's a pretty close second, to be honest. So not bad at all. We have another Unpossessed. Then we have the Spiritual Arts, of course. So we have Kuragane, Aoi, we have Kurenai, Miyabi, and then we have Metaverse, D-Barriers, and Solemn Warning. Really powerful cards, absolutely amazing. Then we have here Familiar Possessed Osa, Familiar Possessed Area, Familiar Possessed Heater, and Familiar Possessed Win. Now, if you guys remember, when we actually pulled these ultras, they're actually the new alternate art of the Familiar Possessed. So they're basically just reprints, only done so in a different way. So of course, if you're keen on actually building, or at least using these alt arts, you're gonna have to hope to pull them. And unluckily for us, we got 2 Osses. I was hoping to get areas and heaters, maybe even the winds as well. Just my biases, but with that being said, we could always just use the original ones over here. And of course we have these 3 as well, not really as relevant, but that's just what they are. So that's pretty much it for this whole structure deck. It's going to be quite fun to actually open up, or at least build this particular deck and eventually profile it. So yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to it. Of course, a bit of criticisms for this particular structure deck is that we are still missing quite a bit of cards here. I think one of the biggest downsides is the fact that we can only get 1 of a potential 4 or 5 of the tokens and 4 of the ultra rare variations. Definitely unfortunate. Of course, you could always buy singles, but keep in mind that at this particular point in time, they're most likely just sold out everywhere. I mean, a lot of people will definitely be chasing these for sure. I mean, you could get away with 1 of each token, that's fine, but if you want a playset of each of the alternate arts Familiar Possessed, you're not gonna get them. I mean, it's honestly going to be so hard. So either you want to blow your money away by buying more of these structure decks, unless you manage to get them for a cheap price, or you just somehow find some singles or some people who are willing to sell them to you. But yeah, with that being said, let me know what you guys actually think about this. I'm also a bit disappointed we didn't get any of the Link monsters. You know, like at least 1 or 2 of them would have been great, but I guess, yeah, that's just another critique I have for them as well. But with that being said, this was pretty much it, so hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you all next time.